Hey guys, Corey Hayden from Free Play here. We are at the Denton Truckport, which was the only place we could get an awesome space. We're Suite 145, we've got about 3,600 square feet of awesome arcade workspace. Let's head on in. All right guys, so we are in the very small air-conditioned part of the storage. That's the worst part in Denton. We were not really able to find a lot of warehouse space that was HVAC'd, but we're here at the Truckport. Right here we got arcade game storage and repair on our use. This is very, very small. You'll see really quick we have like a tech work desk, got some restrooms, and that's pretty much it on the AC side, the air conditioned side. But you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go into the back. It's gonna be hot. We're gonna have some games. Let's do this. All right guys, so this is our newest storage warehouse, and you've seen a bunch. You've seen like 6, 7. We have a ton of stuff in here. But the primary purpose of this warehouse is us getting ready for Fort Worth. So we've got a mop sink in there, a toilet, our secondary restroom so that we can clean stuff off in like kind of like a commercial setting. And then we've got some pinball. So this is it. This is the very first pinball I bought. Special Force, working great, but unfortunately we took a lot of parts off of it. So they're trying to put it back together so that we can maybe sell it. We probably want to use it. Special Force is not a great pinball, but if you're looking for something really funny, go look up the European alternate of the back class because they were like, listen, Vietnam's kind of offensive. Let's put a girl in a bikini on the back. That's really weird. Batman 66 Premium right here, broken. Lost some node boards. We're working on it. We'll get that one back. Championship Pub or Champion Pub. Really, really cool Valley boxing game. This is like 97, 98% about ready to come back. The Xenon that's been on all of our arcades, it's been so hard for us to keep it on there. We've replaced boards, we've replaced chips, and we fixed it a bunch of times, but this time we're trying to get it like mint condition so we can bring it back out and see how long it actually lasts. This is our second Twilight Zone. We haven't worked on it since we came off the floor. Normally it's the Switch Matrix, the U20, all of those chips going out, but we're gonna work on this, get it back. We're hoping in the next week or two. Pinbot, this is one of 3 Pinbots we own. This is the original one. This was a launch game at Free Play Richardson. Really, really cool pinball game. The visor comes up and locks down. Unfortunately, that mechanism was kind of hard to keep going on Free Play. People start a game, hit it a bunch of times. Cyclone, one of my all-time personal favorite pinball games. Minor issues, we got issues with the mystery wheel right now and it firing correctly, but man, I love that game. T2, you've seen a bunch in the Free Play collection. This is one of them, we're trying to get one back out. T2, of course, is famous for the difficulty of this shot right here, from that all the way up without using a 29 coil, but we're trying, we're working on it. Rocky and Bullwinkle pen, this one's basically ready to go. This was on the floor at Richardson for about 6 months, but here to get a little bit of spa time, work out some of the coil issues, work out some of the switch issues, and then boom, Bally Centaur. Oh my gosh. This is an all-time great pinball, all-time rare pinball, absurd art. They're trying to get it back in time to Denton for like kind of a Halloween / through the end of the year month. If they get that out, this is gonna be really cool. They're just working on the sounds right now. It's so cool, so rare. So again, guys, these are a lot of games you haven't seen before. We've got Atari Breakout right here. Awesome, working. We need to work on some monitor issues. APB, of course, one of my favorite all-time games. You can see the post here that would normally hold the seat. It has a medium res monitor that keeps getting stolen for games like Championship Sprint, Super Sprint, all of those. Century Vanguard. Guys, all these games are gonna come. Target Terror, we've talked about this. This is the first Raw Thrills game. Gold was the like preeminent version of Target Terror, and it's gonna be back soon. It's really awesome. House of the Dead, they're working on it right now, trying to repair some of the plastics. A Play Choice 10, dual screen. They're working on the control panel. We, of course, have something like 70 Play Choice games in our collection, but they're trying to get the controls and the monitors all together so they can release it. Double Dragon, great game. You know, we've talked a lot though. Final Fight might be the superior version, but Double Dragon has better art, kind of a better presentation that works all, kind of captivates the player, the initial part, a little bit better. Dig Dug, just a game you have to have. We've talked about this before. This is the Retrocade. They trademarked Retrocade a long time ago, and this was one of those first multicades with Centipede, Mistlecan, and Millipede, and eventually they added Let's Go Bowling. It was actually a pretty cool game. We're working on getting that back, probably just to sell. Lunar Lander, dedicated with the original controls. This is gonna come back. This is a launch game at Free Play Richardson, and it's gonna be back at Free Play Denton soon. Data East Karnov, working on it. This is actually a really good version, really good conversion, but we have not done all the work for it. So if you can hear my voice kind of trilling off, it's so hot. It's like 100 degrees in here. So we have some tools, some various stuff they're working on, and then we're gonna come back. And this is really cool. I wanna show you all this. So this is Zombie Raid. This is a reproduction in-house at Free Play of the original gun butt. And it's working great. So we are now manufacturing our own gun butts, and they've been great. And all it is a piece of like resin or plastic that holds the gun so that you can actually hit the trigger. But no one's ever reproduced these, and I mean, those I think is an all-time great game. It's Sammy's best. No one's ever remade these butts right here, and these are cracking, breaking all the time. So we are now reproing them, really cool, and they're working great. Rolling Thunder was one of the European joysticks. As we work through this lineup, you're gonna see a bunch of Rolling Thunders. One of my all-time favorite games, and we're about to get a bunch back. Pinball action, digital pinball game. Pretty rare, pretty awesome. Pac-Man, Miss Pac. Pleiades, another Century game. Another Neo Geo 6 slot. Now, we're going through some stuff that's like in construction right now. Another Atari Food Fight. A Q*bert back there. Another Atari Return of the Jedi. So these are rare games. Oh my gosh, it's so hot back here, but this is so cool. Really awesome stuff that we're seeing. Another dual monitor Nintendo Play Choice. Again, we've taken all the games out. We're working on the screen so that we can really figure out which is gonna go where. Because as we've talked before, we have Richardson, Arlington, Denton, Fort Worth, and now Dallas. So we've got a lot of locations that we have to fill with games. Romstar Arkanoid, Virtua Cop. This is really cool because it still has the guns with the actual Namco recoil, but it's a Sega game. Super cool, working well. They're finishing up now. And Operation Wolf, kind of same story. Works great, but man, the polish on like an Operation Wolf, because it has this user interactive gun is so hard. All right guys, so you might remember from those auctions, I went a little crazy. I bought 2 Quick and Crashes for $1,000 each, but I was doing it because we already had one that was working great. The far one over there. So what we're working on now, right now, in the house, it's trying to remold these guns. You'll see each gun looks a little different. Each gun it has a different mold, but they all hold a straight, like light beam that actually interacts with the cups and everything else you break there on Quick and Crash. So we bought 3. We're gonna be able to get 1, maybe 2, maybe even 3 good Quick and Crashes out of this. So I'm really excited about that. It's kind of a work in progress, and it's super hot here in this Denton warehouse, but we're gonna figure it out. Next up, we got a Paperboy. I was told today is working perfectly now. So this will be our second Paperboy in the collection. And then this is actually one of my favorite games that doesn't get any love, Dirty Pigskin. One of the reasons I love it so much is the presentation with the football joysticks, super cool. And then of course, you've heard Chris Delp talk about it, you've heard me talk about it. We've got a Bally Midway Spy Hunter here. Spy Hunter famously has failed at Free Play over and over and over because when you start the game, 1 button works, 1 button doesn't until you earn the second button. But everyone complains because they're like, I'm hitting 1, it works, I'm hitting the other, it doesn't. So Spy Hunter, we really have to get it back at Free Play, but it has not succeeded so far because of the game rules, the game mechanics. We're working on that right now. All right, next up, a dedicated Area 51. I don't know, not working yet, but it will be. And then you saw these two, you saw both of these. RevX with 3 guns, super rare. We have RevX with 2 guns at most of our locations right now. We love it, but RevX with 3 guns, actually it turned out to be a really kind of genius buy because of course, there's extra parts for each Revolution X. So I bought 6 RevX guns, 2 gun boards, and all sorts of other components, monitors, and everything. So while we'll probably get a 3-player RevX in the future, no matter what, I did really good buying these just because the parts are so valuable and so rare. Next up in Extreme Hunting, you've seen this out before for Bar Games Month, but you know what, I actually like this a lot. I like this game a lot more, maybe than most of the big bucks. Bad dudes and kind of that squatty Data East cap, pretty cool. Pole position, this one's been out. Didn't succeed, but and you've heard us talk about it before, hopefully will one day. Atari Tempest, just another game we have to get out at every location. DK Jr., kind of same story. Cruising World, also similar story. These are all top tier arcade games that we have to work on, have to get out. We're gonna kind of snake through. We're gonna hit Kung Fu Master. This one's been really good. Kung Fu Master is famous for not having 2 players, but being a really, really cool game. You'll see original joystick, original all controls, really cool. Sega Afterburner, you might have played this before. We have a bunch of these coming out now that they have real free play ROMs. Before they have failed almost entirely because their free play modes were so bad, but they have now replaced all those ROMs with good free play ROMs. All right, so now we're gonna come to games I know are coming to free play floors ASAP. First up, this is the very last game we have not completed on the Time Life cover of all the video game players and the cheerleaders. You got like Billy Mitchell on there. You got a bunch of other people. Walter Day. And the game that no one ever recognizes is Tutankhamun. It's kind of a misspelling, but this is it. Dedicated. It's in beautiful shape and it's about to come out. It's a Stern game, but we wanted to make sure we finally had all of those games just because maybe in the future we'll recreate that Time Life shoot. Next up, Food Fight with the original joystick. Mappy, of course, one of my all-time favorite games. Xenophobe, one of the best 3-player games. You can see it's got 3 play fields. Each person uses his own joystick. Super cool. Rolling Thunder, this is the one from my house. Maybe I'll make a quick video. The original Atari stick, that's the stick that's supposed to be on there. Atari Warlords 4-player cocktail. Absolutely absurd. We had it at Richardson. It died, and we've been working on it forever. James here, of course, figured it out. Now it's coming back. Gottlieb Black Hole. Fishtails, we need a little bit of glass for. And then Tales from the Crypt. Both Tales from the Crypt and Black Hole coming to Denton soon. And I'm super excited. This is the Denton workshop, the Denton lab. It's super hot. So if I've been kind of like not super myself, wait a second. Next up, come on back over here. The Denton upcoming Neo Geo 4-slot cab, little candy cap. It will be Denton's 3rd candy cabinet. But as you can tell, I'm scattered, super organized in here, but man, it's super hot. We're just trying to get out of here, trying to finish this awesome content for you guys. But yeah, we have a ton of cool arcade games. Free play is amazing. You have to come out. Free play Richardson, free play Arlington, free play Denton, and now free play Fort Worth opening soon. Come out soon. In the meantime, we're just gonna keep working hard, sweating as much as we can so we can bring you the best arcade games.